What is up, New York Jets fans? Welcome to the Midnight Mike Show. I am your late night New York Jets host, Midnight Mike, and it is, of course, a joy to be here with all of you die-hard New York Jets fans. Very loyal, here Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A lot to go over today. We're going to have a lot of fun on the show. I got my co-host Maddie in the green room ready to come in. I didn't know if he was going to be here tonight, but he made it. Excited about that. Fight, and let's do the Jets chant. Jets, Jets, Jets. All right, everybody. I want to first and foremost thank everybody. Last Tuesday night, we did not do a show here on the Midnight Mike Show on our usual Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Slot. And to make up for that, because it was Christmas Eve, a lot of people were spending time with their families and friends and loved ones. We decided to come on Sunday or Saturday or Monday. It was Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and to cover the Devils and the Rangers game. And I want to tell you, I want to thank all of you guys who tuned in. That just went to show me that I can do other sports aside from football, because the live show numbers were not horrible for the first time that I ever did something outside of football. So expect, in the future when available, not all the time. Sometimes we will be going live if the Devils are playing the Rangers or the Rangers are playing the Islanders or the Devils are playing the Islanders, just those tri-state teams, that close-knit triangle of the Devils, Rangers, and Islanders. Right now, the Devils are tied 1-1 headed into the third period. I'm kind of watching that, but they've been winning ever since. So let's see if they can pull off another victory. Anyway, aside from the hockey and the Devils and the thank you to those of you who watched the stream. And once again, we didn't cover. It's not like we sat there and went play for play or anything like that. We got into the crazy conversations that you guys are used to here on the Midnight Mike Show, where we end up talking about things that have absolutely nothing to do with the Jets, nothing to do with football, and a lot of times nothing to do with sports. But we always bring it back. We are a variety show. And you have to be prepared for that when you join the Midnight Mike Show. So tonight, we're going to talk about the Jets kicking situation. Carlson is out. Zerline is back in. We're going to be talking about the Rodgers and Garrett and Devontae debate that continues to go on. We'll hit on that. We'll do our NFL picks for the week. A lot of us last week during our picks, I forget who it was, but it was me, Maddie, Murdog, and Sean. And I think 3 of the 4 of us, including myself, all picked the Redskins to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And lo and behold, that ended up coming true. And we all said by 3. And that happened too. So once again, not saying to take our picks seriously. Do not put down money on what myself or Maddie or Murdog or whoever say. Please don't do that. But we definitely picked a few good ones last week. And then, of course, we're going to talk about the Jets versus the Buffalo Bills in Orchard Park. This weekend. Can the Jets shock the world? Is this a sleeper game for the Buffalo Bills, where the Jets, honestly, when you look at Aaron Rodgers and you look at the New York Jets and their offense, they have definitely kind of, I don't want to say hit a stride, because that is just the overstatement of the century. But compared to the rest of the season, I'd say from let's say the Jaguars game into, even the week before that, and then even the offense has been doing a little better. That's what I'll say. They've been doing a little better. And will this be a sleeper? Will the Buffalo Bills underestimate the New York Jets? We will talk about that. And then, of course, the coaches. Who do you guys want? You got Vrabel, Aaron Glenn, even John Gruden somehow still in the conversation, even though that seems extremely unlikely. Pete Carroll talked about wanting to coach again, and he was a former New York Jets coach for that one season. And is Rex just, is he gone now? It was all Rex for a while there, but now Jets fans are starting to believe that possibly we may have a chance at the Vrabels or the Grudens of the world. I don't know about that. We'll talk about all that on tonight's show. And of course, we'll do our intermission report. And that, of course, always includes
Mike and Maddie's top 5.
And tonight, the top 5 is out of Christmas. I know I have my Christmas background. I know I still have the Santa hat there on Michael Myers, but the Christmas season is kind of over. If you come up with something good, we'll use it. But the top 5 tonight, of course, all of you tell us what you want the top 5 to be, and then all of us and you guys included in the comment section, all give our top 5s. You know, it's just a nice thing to do. It's off the cuff. You just throw it out there and have a good time with it. All right. So the third period is starting in Carolina. The Devils and the Hurricane, the Hartford Whalers, motherfuckers. But anyway, hit that like button on your way in or out. I'd appreciate that. I also want to talk about the upcoming schedule that I'm going to have for Tuesday night and next Saturday night. And I feel like there was something else there. Oh, it's the last. It's okay. So we are going to be broadcasting, or at least I will be, on New Year's Eve, Tuesday night, our normal time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But this is kind of like the last show of the month. And you know that on the last show of the month, I do ask for your guys' support. Of course, the thumbs up, the subscribe if you're new, but I would really appreciate it and get a little run going here for the super chats. Get those super chats in. We will always answer your super chats and your comments when you super chat, and gifted channel memberships, or join the channel, become part of the Midnight Mike Show. We have a lot coming in 2025, but it's the last show of the month. So I've got to do it. I've got to make a push tonight to try to get those super chats and all that in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first, I got 2 of my co-hosts in the back, but my main co-host, my brother from another mother, my Beavis to my Butthead, or Butthead to Beavis. It doesn't matter. Maddie, how you doing tonight?
What is up, everybody? Good to be here. It's been a day, but
I guess everything worked out where you were able to get home in time.
Yeah, I just got in the door about 20 minutes ago. So, Rangers are getting their booty cheeks clapped again by Tampa. So, I think people need to get fired really bad. Scott, Lane, how are you? Lane, good to see you, buddy. I hope you're doing good. I haven't seen you for a little bit. Stack, thank you for the gifted membership to whomever got it. Yeah, it's
real quick before we get real quick, Maddie, before we get to that super chat, I don't want to piss you off too much and make you leave the show, but there we go, guys.
Okay.
After you left the show.
5-1, so.
No, listen. After you left the show, I did talk to Murdog and I talked to a few other people. And in the future, I will have the Rangers song and I will have the Islanders song available. So I do want to be fair on the Midnight Mike Show. I know this is technically my channel, but you and Murdog,
because they're fucking ass right now.
Well, everyone's telling me that they're really awesome, and I don't even remember.
Rangers are fucking booty cheeks right now.
Here's what we're gonna do.
I can't wait for baseball season.
Ah, shit! Carolina just tied it up. That's what I get. That's what I get right there.
You got your dick sucked by a guy.
What? How'd that go there?
That's been an insult with me and my buddies forever. Is just that whenever something happens, that's what we say to each other. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about getting that Rangers.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen,
we don't do that.
All right, well, we do have some people starting it off tonight, and I really do appreciate that. Let's keep them coming. We have Matt Wilson getting the Jets chant and becoming a Jets chant or a Midnight Mike Show channel member. Thank you so much, Matt. And he was a big supporter of my old show, The Midnight Jury, which is being rebooted in 2025 on this here channel. So, Matt, I appreciate it. And, ladies and gentlemen, another Jets chant coming in. Jets. Stack, already a channel member here on the Midnight Mike Show, comes in and gifts a Midnight Mike Show channel membership. Thank you so much, Stack. I don't know who got that, but in 2025, I got some ideas, people. I got some ideas. But Maddie, we got a lot to talk about tonight. I know the title of this episode is Let's Shock the World, and hoping that the Jets can beat some sort of like sleeper game and we go up to Orchard Park. Come on, Maddie, stop rolling your eyes. Have some
Not
faith.
gonna happen. Not gonna happen. But hey, I love your optimism. Because no,
I gotta have faith, man. If you don't have faith, then you don't have anything.
No, I will tip my hand right now. The Jets are gonna get annihilated like 34-3 tomorrow.
You think the Bills will only score 34?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
All right, well, let's do this, Maddie, because I had him ready. Yeah, I had him ready to come in, and just in case you couldn't make it. So let's not let him wait any longer. One of our capitans here on the Midnight Mike Show. Let's bring in Murdog. How you doing tonight?
What's up, boys? Maddie say 34-3?
What do you think, Murdog?
Whoa,
what do you? Can we shock the world?
Yeah, of course we can. Yeah,
we're only gonna get those 3 because Aaron Rodgers is gonna throw it between the uprights, and they're gonna be like, "I think that counts."
We're gonna play.
Line ain't kicking it between them.
We're gonna do Aussie rules football. They just
there you
drop
go,
it,
exactly
from anywhere.
Put hurling sticks in all their hands.
Mid sprint, drop it and kick it. Nah, I don't know, man. I have more confidence in this game. I think we're playing well or better as of late, and
it's like you have to move yourself back when you say stuff like at the beginning of the show. I was like, oh yeah, the Jets are starting to click. No, I don't want to say click. Let's just, and you pull it back. You're like, yeah, the Jets have been playing well. Man, let's bring that back and say they're playing better than they were. They
are. The offense seems a little bit more efficient. And it's a Jets thing to do to win after it's too late, So I could see a win. Not saying they're going to, but I could definitely see it. I could see it.
It could happen. You ever see Angels in the outfield?
I can't believe I'm the only person here who's still the groundskeepers for Major League, but they're still shitty.
Yeah, but this is the Jets.
They ain't winning jack shit tomorrow. Oh. They won't win a coin
We'll
toss.
see, Maddie.
Yeah, I know we will. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to be like, fucking told you so.
Well, actually, you know what? Let me talk about that. Let me talk about that real quick before we get going, guys. Please, I'm seeing the numbers go up. That means you guys must be hitting the like button. Go down, hit that like button. Let more people know that the Midnight Mike Show is live and that we're going to be talking about a bunch of crazy shit tonight. But I wanted to bring up this graphic just so that everybody knows. Here is my upcoming schedule for the next 2 weeks, folks. Not 2 weeks. I'm sorry, next 2 shows. As you can see, Tuesday night, December 31st, it is New Year's Eve. And I thought to myself, I said, you know what? We already said no on Christmas Eve, spending time with friends and family and whatnot. Well, I'm not doing that to you guys on Tuesday, December 31st. We are coming in at our normal time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the reason I have the question marks there is it's normally an hour show. It goes maybe an hour 15, but that really depends on you guys. If there's enough of you around, I'm not promising Maddie. I'm not promising Murdog. They may have other things to do, but I will go through the new year with you if there's enough people commenting and joining me in the chat. And then Saturday, January 4th, instead of doing 9 p.m., we're going to have to bump it to 10 p.m. because I am traveling to New Jersey to visit family for Christmas and whatnot. So I'm going to be, once again, coming to you from my mother's country western bar in her house. And that'll be 10 p.m. till, once again, that's up to you guys. If you guys are used to doing 9 to 11 and I can't keep you past 11, then we'll cut it off. But if you guys want to go a little later, once again, that's up to you guys. But yeah, there it is, folks. I decided New Year's Eve, fuck it. Let's go. Let's do what we can.
Well, I'll be around for a little bit New Year's Eve, but looks like Saturday night I may not be here.
Yeah, I do know you have. I do know you usually bust out after the intermission report.
Got
But
work, man.
hey, I'll be. No, I understand. I understand. But here's a question. I obviously I'm not going to say anything as to why you might not have been here tonight. But does that affect you getting more time off that you had to stay extra or anything like?
No.
No, it doesn't. Okay.
That was
All right,
actually
it was
outside. That was outside my shift, and I just had to go in and just deal with some stuff. So, yeah, basically, everything. It's just basically I'm just gonna bill for extra hours. That's all.
Well, there you go. It sucks that you had to deal with that, but I'm glad you're here.
Yep.
All right, folks. Let's do this. Let's do this. First order of business, guys, and this is well deserved. Carlson, our great kicker, has been, he's been sent packing, and instead of bringing in anyone else, they've decided to reactivate and bring back Greg Zuerlein, who, as we know, was money last year, but this year he turned into complete shit. Murdog, your thoughts?
Why? That's really why bring him back. I mean, that guy, I won't say single-handedly sunk our season because it demoralized us. Those 3 losses he closed. But Carlson hasn't been solid. Yeah, he's missed too many kicks in a short period of time. So I guess if they're paying Greg already, fuck it, why not? Can't get any worse. Let's do it.
But do you really want to lose another fucking game due to Greg Zuerlein? Like, imagine if we hold with Buffalo and we end up losing, because didn't he miss 2 in the Buffalo game that we played them earlier in the season? He missed 2 against them, and that would have won us the game.
Yeah, he effectively cost us 3 early on, but Carlson hasn't been better.
No, correct. But I'm saying, imagine we hold in with Buffalo, and then we end up getting cost the game from him again.
Well, yeah, I think if he costs us another game, I don't think that he makes it home.
No, I will literally go fucking insane. I'm telling you that right now. If we are hold with Buffalo and lose because Greg Zuerlein missed a kick, I will go fucking insane. I'm telling everybody right now, I will blow my fucking top. Maddie, your thoughts?
I'm in the same boat. What the hell are we doing? This franchise is. I mean, Jesus, they're just insulting us right now with this. I can't think of a more we don't give a shit move than this. They're done. They're so done. I mean, if I'm the players, I'm pissed off because I'm like, what if they are close to a win and then all of a sudden, we're counting on Greg Zuerlein to kick a fucking 33-yard field goal. And I mean, who on that sideline is going to be like, oh, we're fine? I don't understand it all. This team is so
we could, to be fair, Maddie, we could do what we did last week and just never punt the ball ever and only go for touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, if we're just going to play Tecmo Bowl for the whole game, that's fine.
I mean, I thought you meant kick field goals, right? Not punt.
That's essentially what we did last week, and it was embarrassing.
Anything.
Yeah.
Jesus, it's so bad.
Last week, I mean, I know they did miss a field goal, but my point being is they essentially were going for the touchdown. I mean, we had 4th and something inside the 20, and they went for it. They didn't kick the field goal. So it's at this point, we're not even playing for field goals. Morstead, they could essentially just not even have him suit up, but get another player in there, bring in 2 kickers. We don't need Morstead except to hold, I guess, if we do decide to kick a field goal. I don't know, but what's up, Jets super fan Scott? Real quick, you don't need to bring party favors. You just need to bring yourself on New Year's Eve. I will be here. Scott Black, one of our resident Dolphins fans. We don't want a higher draft pick. I mean, we want one, but we're not rooting for losses here on the Midnight Mike Show. You should remember that, Scott. T Dobbs are one of our resident Buffalo fans. Hey, Mike, Maddie, Murdog, we can't let you win. We need it more than you do. Yeah, well,
I have no doubt
players
that you
know
will
that.
get it.
Now, make sure your players know that, T-Dobbs, because the Jets are coming to town, buddy. What's up, Jets fan from a Colts fan? Welcome back, Bruce. Good to have you here. Most random question in what we're talking about right now. Lane Kerner comes in with, do you like Starbucks coffee? We'll go around. I hear, and I'll say this. I like the Starbucks iced peppermint mocha. That's it. But now it's like a $7 or $8 drink, so I don't get it anymore. That's ridiculous. Maddie, do you drink Starbucks?
My wife and my kids have their favorites there. The only coffee I drink is just straight black coffee. So, like if they go, I'm just like, give me a cup of dark, but that's it. So I can take or leave it. I'm a Dunkin' guy. America runs on it, and so do I.
Yeah.
And Murdog, you drink Starbucks?
No, Starbucks in the coffee world, Starbucks seems kind of bougie, right? So, when they overcharge for coffee and like that, I just kind of just boycott it in a way. I mean, if in a pinch, I guess I would, but I'm also a Dunkin' guy too.
The only problem I have with Dunkin' is I used to love Dunkin' coffee, like love it. But the problem is I feel like they I don't know if they're training people differently or whatnot, but I feel like I don't get a consistent cup at Dunkin' anymore.
Really?
And I used to love Dunkin' coffee. Yeah, and you know what? I like, you know what I like? I like buying the Dunkin' coffee and roasting it myself because you know it's going to be fresh, you know it's not going to be burnt. Also, actually, McDonald's coffee is really good, especially if you buy it and roast it at home. Really? Stack, thank you so much. We got like 40 people in here. We need 12 more people to hit that thumbs up. Guys, hit the thumbs up. Let more people know that the Midnight Mike Show is live. Stack is watching you. Remember that. But anyway, thank you for the
stack of claws.
Bruce, the Jets are stupid enough to win the Miami game and ruin our Jets super fan. I have no problem. You fan how you want to fan. But the thing is that on this show, we root for the Jets. We root for them to win no matter what, because you could draft as high as 1 or 2, which we have, and they've been complete busts. You could draft as low. Yeah, you could draft lower, and look where Tom Brady got drafted. Look where Aaron Rodgers got drafted. Look where Brock Purdy got drafted. Not that he's holding his own anymore, but you could go down the list of guys who were drafted later. Who look at Breece Hall. I mean, that's my point. It's like let the cards fall where God wants them to fall, and then go with your luck there. Go with what you got. That's how I always look at it. This is Troy out of Australia. Channel member comes in and says the Cincinnati kicker missed like a 30-yarder to win the game in regular time. Went to OT. They got the win in the end. Good game. I'll tell you this. I didn't realize I lost. I had the best record in Connor's fantasy league. Then I went into my first game and lost. The guys just didn't perform and whatever. And then I just didn't pay attention. I was like, okay, I lost. Did you? There's a third place game. I didn't even know that existed. So I'm playing Dano this week for third place. Which who the fuck cares who gets third place? But anyway. A bunch of my guys are already locked in, and I couldn't do anything about it because I didn't even know the game existed. I'm back in new to this.
It happens.
Fantasy football. I mean, once again, if you don't get first, if you're not first, you're last. So that's how I look at it. Ricky NY is in here. Let's see what he's saying. He's saying not only a good friend of the show, but he's also a moderator, so he's watching all you guys, just like Stack is. Stack's looking for the thumbs up, and Ricky and like Kim and them are looking for you guys being inappropriate in the comments section. I think the only way we shock the world is if we actually win. That's why we named it that. I think that would shock the world, and it would sure as hell shock the fucking Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad somebody caught that.
Hey, I think we might have a little too many injuries for tomorrow. I think Quinnen might not play.
Why? Who do we got on the injured list?
I think Devontae might have Quinnen had a hamstring, right?
Olu's out.
Quinnen might not play. Sauce might not play. Devontae might not play.
There's a
Those
lot of.
are
I mean, if you're a Jets starter right now and you have even the mild of injuries, what is your motivation to play?
well, they're forced to because they're on the contract.
Right, but
Well, I
if
think
if you can milk it, like
I mean, aren't we just resting our starters though?
Yeah, we're resting for
I
the
thought we were
postseason.
resting our starters for golf season.
resting them for the Super Bowl parties they're going to go to.
Yeah, they got to rest up for Cabo.
Exactly. There you go. Oh, here we go. We got another Jets chant coming in here, guys.
Hey, John.
Jets. One of our other COs, John Radcliffe, comes in with $5. Thank you so much, John. Keep it going tonight, folks. It's our last show of the month. This is the one show where I actually try to push the super chats, the channel memberships, the gifted channel memberships, all that stuff, and support the show because we come on here twice a week, actually more because I do the reaction videos, and then in the 2025 we got other stuff coming, including the reboot of the Midnight Jury. So please, guys, like John, send in a super chat, we'll get it on the show. Whatever happened to that 13-year-old kid who told me to have faith? I want to tell him this is why newer fans should never tell older fans to have faith. Hey, first off, I believe if you're talking about a 13-year-old kid, chances are that's Connor. And Connor's awesome, and we all appreciate him and whatnot. But you know what, John, you are just such a pessimist, and we love you. We love that you're the pretty much the resident super pessimist of the show. You and Alan, most likely, are the two most pessimistic Jets fans. But you gotta have faith. We have 2 games left before it's months before we see football again from the New York Jets. So let's enjoy it and try to enjoy it and try to get a win. It is what it is. John, help us out here. God damn. Here we go. Another Jets chant coming in. Jets. This is 100% a member of the Dabbleverse. I don't remember if this member of the Dabbleverse is the other member of the Dabbleverse that we've had on, but you can tell by that lovely picture of Stuttering John and what he looks like today. He's just a ridiculous old drunk now, and he goes on his show and drools, and he's a big anti, he's a big Democrat. Oh, he's just the most, when you know how there's like liberals and conservatives, and then on both sides you got those like crazy nuts that are like super far left and right. Well, Stuttering John is one of those, but I appreciate that, Dixon. He says Scola because that's not the Vikings. That's what Stuttering John says every time he takes a drink, and it says we rating, but I don't know what that necessarily means. What are you rating, Dixon? But I'm part of that Dabbleverse. I love that stuff.
The Vikings.
And then another one coming in. No. When someone in the Dabbleverse or Stuttering John or whatever says skull, you're supposed to take a drink and go and we'll pinky up. Skull. There you go. Guillermo, handyman for the Stars, gets the Jets chant. Jets. You're such an asshole. He says, I'm glad Midnight Mike is around to represent gay Jets fans. I got tired of hearing football talk from straight dudes. Hey, man, look, we can all be, I may have a wife and 2 daughters. So that may say I'm not gay. But allegedly. But I fucking love New Kids on the Block. I have every one of their albums. I love the Spice Girls. I have every one of their albums. I love the Backstreet Boys. I have every one of their albums. And then sync but hey, that may be a little you never know.
I can't believe you admitted that.
There's way too much shit you should keep to yourself right now going on. Gay!
Sorry,
Patty,
guys.
Same thing. Some of those
there's other things too. There's other things that I watch and movies I like. I feel you want to hear something? Here's another one. I'll put on this in the background as I talk about this. So one thing I like to do around Christmas time is watch all those shitty Netflix, Hallmark Channel, Lifetime things that always star like Lacey Chabert or Lindsay Lohan does a bunch and Candace Cameron does a bunch. Like, those really terrible rom-com Christmas movies. Here's a for instance. I watched some of Lacey Chabert. You know who she is?
Yes.
No.
You do? Yeah. She's an attractive lady. She was one of the girls in Mean Girls. She was also one of the younger girls in Party of Five. But she was. Did you ever see Mean Girls, Maddie?
I think I saw that, but I have no idea who Lacey Chabert is. I'm gonna Google her.
Yeah, that movie was so.
Well, she's the brunette. She's the brunette of like the main hot Mean Girls. Anyway, There's a lot of these actresses who now just do. Guys, hit the like button. We got huge numbers right now. Please help us out. Hit that like button. I'm really appreciating the support. Let people know that the Midnight Mike Show is live, the algorithms, whatnot. But okay, so Lacey, a lot of these actresses who were big, let's say 10, 20 years ago, now do these shitty Hallmark shit movies, and they have the most ridiculous plots. So the one I recently watched was called Hot Frosty. And Lacey Chabert gets this like scarf from her mother because her husband died a couple of years ago. And her mother gives her this scarf that meant a lot to her, whatever. She goes outside and there's a bunch of snowmen from a snowman competition, but one of them is like buff looking and it's really weird. So she's like, "Oh, you seem cold." And she puts the scarf around the guy, and lo and behold, he turns into a real person and he's Hot Frosty. And so that's the plot of the movie. It's terrible, but those are the type of crap movies that I watch. And I understand that it's fully
gay.
But I still have a wife and two daughters, folks. Still have a wife and two daughters.
That porno set at the North Pole with Mrs. Claus and Peter North.
No, but I forgot to watch. What was the porno that John told me to watch? Backdoor Santa. I didn't get to watch that yet.
It's a Christmas movie.
I was really upset about that.
Oh my god,
that movie was so fat.
We should have put that in our top Christmas movies.
I cannot.
There
even.
You go. There's the Mean Girls reference. Murdog, stop trying to make fetch work. It's never going to work. But anyway, we got a bunch more coming in, and you guys are. Yeah, of course I did. John Radcliffe with $2 gets the Jets chant. Jets. He comes in friendly wager on tomorrow's game. Look, I have faith. There's a difference between having faith and actually thinking that the New York Jets are going to win tomorrow in Orchard Park, home of the Buffalo Bills. Like, even if this was in MetLife, you may get me with something. But the Jets, look, I have faith. But like Matty said, he said 34-3. I said, you think the Bills are only going to score 34 points? That should show you what I think is actually going to happen, right, Matty? And more coming in. Guillermo comes back in, and he gets another Jets chant. Murdog is a Seaside Heights reject. Yeah. And I'm assuming that he's trying to say maybe you're part of Jersey Shore. But I don't see that. It's not like you have that shitty Italian blowout hairdo or gold chains and all that shit.
Seaside Heights.
Hey.
That is true, right?
Hey.
Is that GTO.
Yeah, that definitely was in Seaside Heights. I literally used to go down the Jersey Shore every summer, not only for a vacation with my family, but also I would go down like with my friends and whatnot. As soon as that show became popular, I was out. I was done with Seaside Heights because they're not Jersey people. They're all New York people supplanting down into the Jersey Shore and just acting like greaseball, like clubbing, like Italian scumbags. Like, no offense to the Italians out there. They gave you guys a bad name. That's what they did. Here we go. Oh my God, you guys are blowing it effing up tonight. You have just won me over, F Stuttering John. Yeah, El Diablo. Hell yeah. Wait, El Diablo? You're not, well, I don't know if you are, but that's $2 and you get the Jets chant. Uh-oh. You know what I think happened? I think that the Stuttering John Dabbleverse has found us because it is going crazy down in here. Creepy Mo coming in with $2. We found a dabbler. Hell yeah, you did. And you get the Jets chant. Jets. It's always good to be a part of that group because look at the support that you end up getting. You guys should watch more of these podcasts. You should watch more of the Shuley Network, which is a bunch of guys who used to be on Howard Stern show who now run their own network. All of these shows, by the way, all they do is trash guys like Stuttering John or this loser Chad Zumach or, oh God, Aaron Imholt from Steel Toe Morning Show. Guys, you want a rabbit hole to go down? Go check out the Steel Toe Morning Show. And like, don't watch him. Watch videos about him. Like, here's a quick thing. This guy was a DJ for years up in like Minnesota, and he met he had a wife and 2 kids. His 3rd kid was on the way. He left his wife for this like 18-year-old girl that he met when she was younger, and he basically pimped her out on his show. Like, he would have her come on in bikinis and all this stuff. Then he made friends with another Minnesota YouTuber who was named Nick Rekieta, who did like a law show. Like, he would always cover like law, whatever. They became friends with them. Nick Rekieta stole his wife. Nick Rekieta had a wife, and now Aaron's wife lives with Nick Rekieta and divorced him because Nick Rekieta is much more popular and all of that stuff. You want a rabbit hole? There's a rabbit hole. Aaron Imholt and the fucking Steel Toe Morning Show. Let's see here. Who does your audio, Joey C? Excuse me. I don't think we're having any necessary audio issues, are we, Maddie? Murdog?
Not really. I mean, a little bit of a lag, but that's it. But nothing.
Yeah, it is what it is. Big Daddy Dodo with 199. Thank you so much. Should I keep playing? I mean, everyone's supposed to get the Jets chant, but this is insane. Jets. El Diablo comes back with more $2 Canadian loonies. What are they called? What's the Canadian money called?
I mean, Canadians have dollars. A loon is a dollar coin.
Yeah, because it has the bird or the bird on it, right?
It has the Canadian loon on it.
Has the bald guy ever seen a TYT before? Right. As the bald, I assume they're talking about Maddie. Maddie's not bald. He has a very nice hairline, folks.
I cut my hair this way, but what's a TYT? Like, is that a wrestling thing?
Oh, is that it?
No, I'm trying to think if it has something to do with the Dabbleverse. TYT before, right?
Like a
You're going to have to clear it up, Diablo. I don't know. Let's keep going along here. Maud Egar, I assume that's a relative of Shuli Egar with $5. There we go. Jets. And they clearly know about the Jets. Woody's kid plays Madden 16 as the Packers in franchise mode. Based on how they run the franchise, I feel for you guys. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that, Maud. And I don't buy into that anyway.
I don't either.
We talked about it last week. Yeah. Don't buy into it. I don't think that anybody is letting a child make decisions. He may be sitting in the war room when the Jets are drafting, but like, come on, folks. First off, anything The Athletic puts out about the New York Jets is horseshit. Okay, it's absolute horseshit. You guys are definitely blowing this up, and I appreciate it so much. Guillermo coming back in. Ken O'Brien wants his team back. I'll take him back. Does Kenny want to get out there this week? I'll play him. I'm okay with that. Guillermo with the $2. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Our resident Indianapolis Colts fan, Bruce Cox, comes in with $5. Happy New Year, Jets fans. Midnight Mike, love the show. You get the Jets chant. Jets. I appreciate that, Bruce. And once again, fans of other teams, all of that stuff, you guys are always welcome. DB94 will attest to that. T-Dobbs will attest to that. Scott Black will attest to that. And all the 3 guys I just named are fans of different teams. Okay, you got a Bills fan, a Dolphins fan, and a Broncos fan. El Diablo coming back in with $5 Canadian getting the Jets chant. Jets. This is for the bald guy. Is that what we're just going to call Maddie from now on?
I'm not even sure if he's referring to me. I'm guessing so.
We can't be referring to me. Everyone knows I have luscious locks.
You do have.
So I know Murdog. But Murdog, if he takes off his hat, he could be the bald guy. I don't know. Can you please tell us how you managed to get the full 8 inches down your throat? Do you just power through it? Maddie, I think that's what this one's for you.
I mean, keep talking shit, dude. I'm just going to tell your dad, Justin Trudeau, that you're posting mean shit online, and I'm sure he'll take you to prison.
Justin Trudeau, man, the only leader of the only leader of a free world that has tons of pictures of himself in blackface at parties.
Precisely.
That's pretty embarrassing.
I don't even know who this guy is. I don't know why he's fucking with me. I haven't said anything to him, but all right.
I know.
Let him fuck with you. Who cares?
It was like everything was like status right quo, and then we had a litany of other teams fans come in and just start roasting us for like a good
That's fine. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
Were they doing it in the regular comments too, Murdog?
Huh? I didn't hear that. What?
Were they roasting all of us in the regular comments too, or just the super chats I've been bringing up?
Oh no, the whole, not just super chats, all of it. And I was dying.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, I love when other fans of other teams.
They were actually funny this time. Like today, they were funny.
But I mean, if you're gonna shake your ass in here and run your mouth and be a Toronto Argonauts fan, I can't take you that fucking seriously.
Real quick, I think this is John Ratcliffe comes in with $2 and says, Jets win, I buy you a yard goat ticket. Jets lose, oh well. John, I hate to say this, but I'd have to say you'd buy me a drink or something at the Yard Goats, because I'm media for the Hartford Yard Goats, and I can get into any game I want, any home game I want, just through the player's entrance. So, maybe I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll figure that out. Because that's not too bad. Yard Goats tickets, but if the Jets lose, paying for your Yard Goat ticket is not that expensive. But I appreciate that, John. Maybe we can work something out before the end of the show. But yeah, I am actually excited now that Murdog said that. If folks who don't know, and there's a lot of new people in here, please subscribe if you're new. Hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate these super chats and channel memberships, gifted channel memberships. It's the last show of the month. You guys are kicking fucking ass. But what I will say is, for those of you who are new, don't think your comments, if I haven't brought them up, go to waste, because you usually by like tomorrow when it's available, I will, I'll be, I don't know, doing dishes, doing laundry, doing something, and I'll have the show on, and I'll just have it on so that I can watch the comments, because you guys usually crack me the fuck up. And now that there's a bunch of new people in here, I ain't going to miss that. That's funny. I appreciate all that, guys. That's cool. Well, all this definitely threw me off. I'll tell you that right now. Maud Egar comes in, gets the Jets chant. Jets. $2 comes in, says El Diablo talks shit. Don't take it personal. We never do. That's something like Maddie just brushed it off. We do shit like this all the time. This is a different type of show. We don't ban people. We don't block people. We don't, send them like where you get the 5-minute ban or the 24-hour ban. That doesn't happen on the Midnight Mike show. The only thing that we have moderators for is, I found out that you could get in trouble in the comment if people are writing like, the F slur for the gays or the N bomb or things like that. Your show could get nailed for something like that, and I don't want to lose my channel. So if you're dropping stuff like that, hopefully our moderators will catch it and eliminate it, and I won't bring it up because that's just going too far. But you could call us all the names in the book you want. You can ask the bald guy over here how he swallows 8-inch dick. That's fine. No big deal on this show. No big deal. All right, guys. We talked about it a little bit last week and whatnot, but we're now a week past. So I want to get your guys' thoughts. We're going to have to push off our predictions because that usually takes a while. But what are your guys' thoughts? It's a week later with the Aaron Rodgers and Devontae coming back next year. Do you sacrifice them to keep Garrett Wilson? Are you guys still thinking the same way? What are you thinking, Maddie?
I'm still in the same boat. I mean, the problem we have is, again, without a real head coach for next year, there's nobody who can really like go off on Rodgers and Devontae and be like, yo, you're a team. It's not the Aaron and Devontae show. I don't know. I mean, there's an article in the New York Post that came out today saying basically that Aaron Rodgers Mangini thinks that Rodgers is subtly trying to get cut, and I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest with you. I think that Rodgers will be back next year. Devontae's 50-50, but this team has to do whatever it can to make sure that Garrett Wilson wants to stay here. That's the biggest priority right now, as far as I'm concerned. And if that means they don't even offer Davante Adams a contract next season, so be it. I'm fine with it. I don't know what else to say.
What are you thinking, Murdog? Anything different?
About Garrett? About Garrett not wanting to be here? Is that what
about like will Rodgers be here? Are you willing to sacrifice Rodgers and Davante to keep Garrett? I mean, Garrett's going to be here regardless if the Jets want to keep him. But are we willing to piss him off more if he doesn't want the Rodgers Davante thing?
That's crazy to me to have I know Aaron's not Aaron of the 2016 Madden roster, but he's still better than anything we had. And I don't, just doesn't sit well with me for a young receiver to complain about something, like a quarterback like him. He's better than anything Garrett's had in the NFL. So he just wants more targets. I don't like how the receivers go about doing it. They don't have to make this a public thing and antics on the sidelines and innuendos to the reporters. It's childish, and it doesn't show leadership qualities. It seems, and I didn't think he was going to be that kind of guy, to tell you the truth. When he came in, I was like, oh, he's a good kid. I like this kid. He's great on the field. I like him, off the field.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, where is this coming from? But yeah, because now he's not the guy. Like, they have another option. Davante makes this team better, makes the offense move better.
I'm going to step in here and say I can tell you where this is coming from. They're losing games, and Rodgers is forcing the ball to Davante Adams when Garrett Wilson's wide open because he wants Garrett Wilson to get his 500th touchdown catch.
With Davante, right?
Yeah.
No,
Garrett has a legit thing in the sense of I'm wide the fuck open. Like, who cares who catches your 500th touchdown?
Right.
Give me the ball. So I understand why he's frustrated. I really do. Again, I would love it, but I mean, I'm on Wilson's side right now, which is we're a team. We're trying to win games together, and for Christ's sakes, man, who gives a fuck who catches your 500th fucking touchdown pass? We're 4-11.
Yeah.
So I understand the frustration, dude. It's been, but I mean, again, and I like Davante Adams, and I honestly I'm not even mad at Davante that Aaron's forcing him the ball. I'm mad at Rodgers for not being smart enough to go, yeah, it'd be cool if one of my best friends catches my 500th touchdown ball. But at the same time, here we are. We lost yet another game.
But Maddie, I mean, think about it like this. Well, think about it like this. It's like, how many has Davante caught of his? I think they're up to 82 or 83 connections for touchdowns over their career together. Why not get the 500 to Garrett Wilson, who's an up and comer in the league?
Exactly.
And he can go another 15 years in the league being and one of his things is he caught Aaron Rodgers' 500th touchdown pass.
Right. No,
or Brees. Same thing.
It's I don't know. The fact that this is even something we're discussing and we're not the fact that we're serious about this because we're watching it and it's Davante's double covered and he's going to throw the ball to him while Garrett's over there breaking his coverage and he's free and clear. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Talk about something else.
I totally agree.
Well, El Diablo comes in. We'll get him the Jets. Hold on. Jets. El Diablo comes in with $5 Canadian. He says, "How long has it been since you've seen a playoff game? Jets suck." Hey, look El Diablo. I'll tell you this: I'd rather have the Jets playoff history over the past 25 years than, let's say, the Miami Dolphins. I know you're up in Canada and you guys don't have any football teams. I mean, you have the CFL, but who gives a shit about that? But the way I'm looking at it is over the past 25 years, since the World Trade Center was standing, the Dolphins haven't won a playoff game. The Jets have won 6 and went to 2 AFC championship games. I'll take that. So that's what I'll say. There's worse teams. There's worse
Well,
teams out there.
Back to what Maddie was saying, like I totally agree with that. If Garrett's open, he definitely has a right to be mad about force feeding it to Devontae. I'm just saying he shouldn't be handling it the way he's handling it. He's definitely justified to being pissed, but
well, I mean, let's be honest. Everything about this team becomes public within 5 minutes, no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that's behind the scenes. Honestly, it feels like any New York team. I mean, look at the Rangers and their bullshit lately. You know, everything is out in the open with, the Trouba trade and everything else. So you kind of wonder, like somebody needs to get a hold of this franchise and kind of put the hammer to him and be like, shut the fuck up, handle business internally. Everybody does not need to know every time one of you stubs your toe or is pissed off at everybody else. But this team is so poorly run is the problem. I mean, it's like we desperately need a grown-up to get in here and be like, all right, everybody shut up. This is how things are going to be. And until we get that, it really won't matter what else this team does.
I mean, you fire your GM and coach.
And another thing I keep hearing, I was going to say another thing that I keep hearing is like every time I put out a reaction video, everyone keeps saying, oh, well, Woody needs to sell the team. Oh, Woody needs to step down. We don't have fucking control over that. No one has control over that except Woody Johnson. So for people to throw that out as like an answer, as an answer to how the Jets can fix their problem, it's not an answer. We need to figure out another way to do it, despite Woody. If you think that he sucks so bad,
Woody needs to listen to what people are saying. Finally, assholes. Woody needs to see that though, and that's what's frustrating is everybody sees it, but the guy who makes the decisions. I mean, the emperor is naked, but we keep telling you have no clothes, and he doesn't care. And that's what really frustrates Jet fans in general is it's like, how do you not see what's happening here? I mean, Jesus, man, your franchise is literally a flaming dinghy floating past, cruise ships that are the other teams in the NFL. And you're just like, everything's fine. This is fine. And it's not. So I don't know.
Well, fans got to realize that for all the owners, this is still a business for them. And first and foremost, it's a business. So no one, like if you think Woody Johnson gives a shit that the fans are like, sell the team, he's probably laughing like, suck it. I'm not selling the team.
That's where the fans need to step up and stop going to games. Like, honestly.
That could be an effective thing by
No, but I've heard that before too, and something that I've seen is they've put out like graphs on how much like an NFL owner gets from different things. So they get a certain amount from the NFL, they get a certain amount from advertising, they get a certain amount from ticket sales and the merchandise. The ticket sales and merchandise are like the smallest part of the pie graph. Like it really doesn't make that much of a difference because we keep watching the games and we're not going to stop watching the games.
The thing is, the shame is where it comes into play. I've talked about this living out here in Denver. Like the Rockies are never going to be a good baseball team because people keep going to those games. People treat that stadium like it's a block party. They don't give a shit about the game. Imagine if the Mets or the Yankees played as badly as the Rockies did. No one would go to those games, and there would be like fires in the parking lots, and you know what I mean? So you've got to basically just stop going to those games so that the owner looks bad. You have to start shaming Woody Johnson with your fans won't even come to your games. You're so bad. And, you can say what you will, but I do believe that when, like, everybody knows Woody Johnson owns the Jets. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when Steinbrenner was the owner of the Yankees. Everybody knew if the Yankees sucked, Steinbrenner was a dumbass. Like, he was on Steinbrenner. We need to bring that shame back to Woody Johnson where it's just like, oh, yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, you get your TV revenue and all your money, but nobody is going to your games because you're booty cheeks, and maybe you'll fix something out of pride. Maybe you won't. Who knows? Luckily, the man is no spring chicken, so I guess we just wait it out.
Let me let everybody know this. And once again, there is a big difference between Woody Johnson and George Steinbrenner because Steinbrenner had success in the 70s, and then he didn't have much in the 80s. But if you actually look at the 80s, the Yankees were the most winningest team in the 80s. They didn't win any world championships and whatnot, but if you actually look at their win totals, they are the most winning team of the 80s. And then they came in the 90s and knocked out 4. So, Woody Johnson has no leg to stand on.
No, they're not even the same league. But my point is, it's the same thing with the ownership. Is what my point is.
I just don't think.
All right, we got another super chat coming in, ladies and gentlemen. Maud, hold on. Jets. Maud Egar with $5 comes in. Yes, this is a Dabbleverse person, but seems to also be a football fan, lifelong Packers fan here. There's a reason Aaron hasn't won a Super Bowl since 2010. It wasn't the Packers organization or Mike McCarthy. That's a fact, Jack. And that's another stuttering John. He uses that more than any person should use. That's a fact, Jack. But look, Maud, it's hard to say that. They never drafted him a good wide receiver. They got him some good wide receivers. I'm not saying he didn't have, but they were never drafting for Aaron's throwing. And that always blew my mind when I saw how Green Bay drafted. Aaron Rodgers is a extremely talented quarterback. And I will tell you this, and any other fan of any other team, Jets fans will know this, but there is not another quarterback. And look, everyone's saying how shitty Aaron Rodgers is this year. Oh, Aaron Rodgers sucks. His stats are better in the past 25 years. There are only 2 quarterbacks who have, maybe 3, who have had stats anywhere near Aaron Rodgers or better. And that's Ryan Fitzpatrick in 15, Vinny in 98. And I think Sanchez may have had a season where he threw like one more touchdown than Rodgers, but Rodgers still has 2 games. So it's like for Jets fans to sit here and complain about the numbers that Aaron Rodgers is putting up with the most drops in the league of any team by far. Like Jets receivers have dropped the ball more than any team in the NFL. If you just say, okay, well, instead of them dropping those, they catch half those, I feel like the Jets have 3 more wins. If the Jets don't miss a bunch of field goals this season at the end of the game, you have 3 more wins. Add 6 to the 4 we have, that's 10 wins. It's not like the Jets, the Aaron Rodgers and the Jets are not, the luck has not gone their way this year. And, it is what it is, but I would rather go into next season with Aaron Rodgers than, I'll go in with Tyrod. I'll go in with Jordan Travis. I'll go in with these guys. But I'd rather, if we could keep Rodgers and we could keep Garrett happy, I'd rather go in next season with Rodgers because it'll be his last year.
Hey, to push back on Maud's super chat, thanks for the super chat, Maud. But if you're a Packers fan, you know that defense gave up so many points in the playoffs. Like even when they were had great records, Aaron put up at least 28 points a playoff game, and the defense would give up 30. It's go look at the box scores or the final scores of those games. The defense let down those Packer teams every year. He did his job, but the defense totally collapsed every playoff season. Look it up.
Well, I'm glad you spoke there, Murdog, because El Diablo comes in with $5 and says, does the guy on the bottom ever talk, or is he just my sexy eye candy? OnlyFans? Switch him with the bald guy who talks too much. I don't feel like Maddie. I feel like I've been talking the whole time because I've had to explain this shit. I've had to explain the Dabbleverse and all that shit to people. I wonder if we could do the thing here. Maybe we could do this for El Diablo. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Does that work? Hold on.
What work?
Did that work? Why isn't that working? Hold on. I was trying to help out El Diablo here, but it seems like everything's running super slow on my end when I'm trying to move around people. There we go. This should work. There we go. Just for you, El Diablo. You can take a look at Murdog all day and all night. Take a screenshot and save it for later. He used to offer dick pics, but he doesn't do that anymore for subscriptions to his channel.
Yeah, nobody wanted to see anymore. my 2 inches of fury.
All right, Wow, 2 inches. That's impressive.
Yeah, I'm packing.
All right, guys. What we are going to do is we are going to head into our intermission report. And a lot of you guys are new. And usually this show, the first hour, we talk Jets, we talk NFL football, and we did. But a lot of you have come in from other teams, from the Dabbleverse. I really appreciate that. Hit that thumbs up button on your way in and out. And your super chats are blowing me away tonight. So that's incredible. But we are about to hit what we call our intermission report. And that includes something very special called
Mike and Maddie's Top 5.
Mike and Maddie's Top 5, where you guys in the comments section pick a top 5 that me and Maddie need to come up with, a list that me and Maddie need to come up with. And since there's a lot of new people in here, it goes like this. It has to be something generic because we want you guys in the comments section to also be able to give your top 5. So in the past, we did top 5 Christmas movies. We did top 5 Christmas songs. These are ones we did over the past month, but we've also done top 5 football jerseys. We've done top 5 NES games, things like that, just generic top 5s that we can quickly come up with something. And we're going to be doing that in our intermission report, which actually is coming up right now. So Murdog, hopefully we will see you on the other end of the intermission report. Everyone, while you're, fucking around on the internet, go over to _Jets stream. Murdog does all the Jets games live, and it's always fun. You could go in, he'll bring you in, he'll talk, you'll have a good time, and he'll keep you entertained while the Jets embarrass all of us. So Murdog, we'll see you on the other end.
All right, boy. See you in a little bit.
Later, buddy.
All right, Maddie. It is that time. I have to actually find a notebook because we like to do this on the fly. This is all. I hope I have a pen too.
I was gonna say mine just
I'm getting nervous here.
On me out
I'm
of
not
nowhere.
prepared.
There we go.
You found one?
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
John's fucking throwing down.
Let's do it, folks. It's time for Mike and Maddie's top 5. But we have to do that in our intermission report.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
All right. Now I'm on a search for a pen. I found my notebook. Here we go. This one should work. All right. I think I got a pen that's working, folks. All right. Let's pop into those comments section. Jesus Christ. A lot of comments. Guys, thank you so much. And all our regulars, thank you for being here. Chris 716 is a resident Bronco fan. Ricky's still in here. Lane's still in here. T-Dob's still in here. Scott Foster's still in here. You guys are effing awesome. Like, I love it. Let me pop to the most recent ones here. Mets 2128 comes in with a good one. He's not only a channel member, but a regular on our show, who I'm sure will show up after the intermission report when we start taking your guys' calls. Mets comes in, which it's probably going to blow up my my internet if I put that in. Holy shit. Top 5 video game characters you want to shoot full of lead. Lane, I think we've done this one.
We have.
I think we did top 5 ice cream. And although this says top 5 ICS creme. So I assume that we're going to be doing that. Here, I'll tell you this, T-Dot. This is why Murdog, when I go into my comments section, until I can get my hands on a new computer, which hopefully will come sooner rather than later, when I go into the comment section and you guys are it slows down my stream, and my comments are always the highest during the intermission report because people are always giving suggestions and things like that. So it does make it easier on my computer to do things like that. So there's your answer. See, I don't hold anything back. I let everybody know. Now, this is one we should do. I think he mentioned this before, and we said we should probably do it the show right after Christmas. I think this is one. I think this is a good one. Scott Foster, a regular viewer of the Midnight Mike show. We really appreciate it. He always comes in. He supports the show. Says top 5 childhood Christmas gifts. I think we might need to go with this one because I think we talked about this.
I can live with that.
I really do. But I appreciate everybody putting stuff in the comments section here. But this is what we are going to do because we promised Scott that we were going to do it earlier in December. And this would be the perfect time. It's the last time that I have my Michael Myers there with the hat until next year and the background that we come into and all that stuff. So, yeah, let's do that. We're going to do top 5 childhood Christmas gifts and start writing them down, folks. You don't have to put them in the comments yet. Let me and Maddie start. Me and Maddie.
These are just from our childhood.
Yes, correct.
Let's see what else. I only got 3 that I can really think of. I haven't been a kid for a very, very long time, so.
Me neither, but I do remember a lot of them, Maddie. I do remember a lot of them. I have 4. I know I'm going to come up with more. I have 5. I have 5. 2 of them are very similar, but if I think of another one, I can move things in and out. Oh, I got another. All right, a couple of mine are similar. A couple of mine are similar.
All right, I think I got mine. I got to rank them real quick.
You guys.
All right, I'm ready.
This is very fair, Wild Wave. ICS creme and ice cream are 2 totally different things.
This is facts.
All right, hold on one second. I think we got another super chat here. El Diablo coming in. And he says, why does the bald guy have a pile of clothes behind him? Looks like a kid's room. Live with parents still?
At least I know who my parents are, dick face.
Maddie? No, he does not live with his parents. As a matter of fact, his at least one of his daughters is a regular on the show. She'll come in and say what's up, and sometimes give us the Jets chant. But yeah, no, Maddie, I'll defend you, Maddie. No, he doesn't live with his parents.
No, I'm doing a shitload of eBaying right now, and that's all that crap back going to and fro with. But again, I'm not real worried about El Diablo. All right, I'm ready when you are, brother.
I actually like El Diablo.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Paying you.
I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I am gonna give my honorable mention right now because I don't think it's gonna affect anything. My honorable mention was, I don't know if anybody remembers this, but in like the mid to late 80s, they put out this guitar with a mic stand, and the commercial was fucking badass. And it wasn't a real guitar. I mean, it had strings and you could kind of play. It looked like an electric guitar, and the stand would amplify your voice a little bit. But the commercial was so badass. It's like, do you ever see the commercial for Crossfire? Do you remember the game Crossfire?
I think I do.
Where you have these little silver pellets and you shoot them at these little spinny discs in this thing, and the commercial was like, Crossfire, you get caught up in the crossfire, and it was like this.
That sounds like every
this
commercial ever.
Yeah, and it was like these kids in this flaming arena playing this game, and it's basically a thing where the product didn't live up to the ad. And,
none of the
I
toys
wanted
the 80s
this
did,
guitar.
bro.
Yeah, and I wanted that so bad, and I got it. So that's my honorable mention. Like I said, I don't know if anybody remembers that, but Maddie, hit me with your number 5.
Well, let me do my honorable mention first. Is in the 80s, a very popular gift or popular toy were Mad Balls. Remember those?
Hell fucking yeah, Mad Balls.
Yeah, one year I got like
faces?
3 of them in my stocking. Yeah, and so I loved Mad Balls. That's my honorable mention. My number 5 though was just my first.
Well,
skateboard.
wait, real quick. I want to mention something about Mad Balls. I loved the one that looked like a baseball.
Yeah. I forget their names.
You know, it had that was my favorite one.
The baseball one, they had the zombie one, they had a bunch of them. Yeah, but no, my number 5 was My first skateboard that I got as a kid, I was like 5 years old. I got a skateboard for Christmas, and I was a skater kid for probably the next 15 years.
Well, there you go. Did you ever have the there was a popular one that we had that they weren't real good skateboards, but I think they were called Nash,
Yeah, that's the one.
and they were
the
like
Nash
fluorescent.
Nightmare.
And then
Yeah, it was the Nash Nightmare.
Oh, okay, and they had like the hand.
Yeah, it had cool graphics on the bottom, and it wasn't a great board, but it was a great beginner board. Yeah, that's the one it was. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I just noticed that I had an extra one, so I need to do another honorable mention. My honorable mention is going to be the Hot Wheels track, but not the ones that like shot the car. You'd like screw it up. Yeah, you'd screw it up on something, and then they do the loop to loop. Like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Those were fun. Those are one of the few toys that actually worked.
Okay, my number. Yes, that one. Yes, absolutely, it did. My number 5 is going to be. I was a lot older when this one came out, so the excitement was there, but not like the magical excitement from when you're like, 0 to 10. Like your first decade of life, Christmas, rings a little different than when you get to a little older. But so that's why I'm going to put this one as my other honorable mention. Is it? No, this is my number 5. Was the Super NES, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Very nice.
Came out I was a little older. I think I kind of was in on the Christmas thing. But yeah, I loved getting that. So that's my number 5, Maddie. What's your number 4?
Number 4 was The Legend of Zelda Part 2: A Link to the Past. I got that for Christmas.
Nice. Oh no, I thought it was Link's Awakening.
No, Link to the Past.
Link to the Past. Okay, I have it out in my living room.
I'll say we'll have to Google that if we have to. But Legend of Zelda 2, I remember I got it, and I immediately just ran downstairs to my bedroom, and I just played that. Like, I ignored everybody else. Like, nothing else mattered. That's all it was The Adventure of Link. The Adventure of Link. And it is really not a very good game, but by God, I used to love Zelda. Like, Zelda was my franchise. And so, I love the shit out of it.
Dude, it was tough.
Yeah, that game was rough, dude. You had to learn how to.
That was a tough game.
Upward, and I beat it though. I beat that fucker. I was proud of myself.
New York Jets superfan has a few good ones in here. Teddy Ruxpin was great, especially when you put in like a metal cassette. Like you put in like Metallica Master of Puppets into Teddy Ruxpin. Have a good time.
Just go ham.
And then this one, of course, I actually had one. The Cabbage Patch Dolls. I mean, those things caused fucking mad.
Oh, there
fights.
were housewives.
Those were one of the first
at the mall.
Yeah, I feel like that was one of the first like Christmas presents that caused like chaos.
Yep.
My number 4 is going to be I had the action figures, when it comes to almost some of these, I had the action figures, but you can't have the action figure without the main like play set. So I'm going to give my number 4 to the Cat's Lair from Thundercats. Loved getting that. And that's my number 4.
You're lagging a little bit, but it's kind of funny you say that because my number 3 is Castle Grayskull. I got Castle Grayskull from He-Man as a kid, and I remember being just like, "This is the coolest thing ever."
Maddie, we may have one in common there.
But yeah, so my number 3 is Castle Grayskull, and I remember getting it.
There you go.
I remember just being so like overjoyed as a kid to have it. It was the best.
I will mention more about that a little later. But my number 3 was and once again, I had the figures. Everyone remembers those big rubber figures. The WWF wrestling ring.
Oh, you got the ring?
Big one that came with the big rubber figures that that were completely indestructible. Those figures, I still have them, and they're indestructible.
Like
so that's one of the greatest things about those. No, they didn't stretch.
No,
They
but
were
they were
just
just you couldn't kill them though. They were like made out of the same thing. You could put them in the oven and they'd be fine.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with the WWF wrestling ring. 80s. Don't know exactly what year. Maddie, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is the G.I. Joe Sky Striker. G.I. Joe of all the franchises when I was a kid was my favorite.
Nice.
And getting a Sky Striker and then the Cobra Hiss and all the other the whole fleet of good guy and bad guy stuff. But I remember getting the Sky Striker and being like, hell yeah.
Did anyone get the USS?
No,
what did they?
That
call
was
it?
way out of me and all my poor ass
The
friends'
fucking-
price range. But it was one that all of us were like,
Yeah,
somebody somewhere has one of these, and we need to be friends with that kid.
Yeah, I had one friend who had it. One.
Yeah, I would kill.
And it
for
was massive. Like it was as big as me at the time.
Yeah,
was
the thing was like 4 feet long. Like I don't know any kid who had a room big enough to have it in there with like room for his bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My number 2 was your number 3 or 4? Castle Grayskull. I had all the figures and whatnot, and you can't go wrong. You can't play without Castle Grayskull. And 2 notes on that. Number 1, Castle Grayskull. It was I have a picture of me getting Castle Grayskull, which I'll find a way to put it on here for maybe next week or something. There's a picture of me on Christmas with my Castle Grayskull on the floor.
Nice.
And then the other thing is Skeletor's Snake Pit.
Snake Mountain.
The day my Snake Mountain, when the day my sister was born, my dad played a lottery ticket and he won. And it wasn't for millions, but he won. And he said, because I helped him pick it out, he said, you could get whatever you want at the toy store. And I got Snake Mountain.
That's badass. I never got Snake Mountain.
Yeah, it came with, there was like slime. A lot of them had slime that you could like dump on the figures. Yeah.
Like a microphone in it.
I don't remember a microphone.
Maybe I'm thinking
but I remember that it came with slime. And then there was another piece that you could get that I believe was part of Hordak. Remember Hordak from She-Ra? He was the bad guy in She-Ra.
The evil horde.
Yeah, and he had one. Yeah, he had one where you could dump slime onto people. And I still to this day remember the smell of the fucking moss one and the skunk one.
Oh, yeah. What's his name? Stinkor. That was
Stinkor.
Bad guy's
yes.
name. Yep. Yeah, I remember that guy. Well, my number 1, if we're ready for it, is in keeping with the theme of the show. Is I remember I got my first Jets jersey for Christmas. It was a Mark Gastineau jersey for kids. 100% not NFL licensed. Like, it basically was just a green football jersey with 99 and Gastineau's name screen printed on it. And I wore that fucking thing until it was a green rag around my neck.
And what was it? Just the shirt jersey, or was it like a?
It was like mesh, but it was clear, it was probably something that the Police Athletic League had a green jersey, and somebody just, because there was the collar wasn't even white, it was just a green mesh jersey that said Gastineau and 99 on the back, that I'm sure was probably bought from some guy selling it on the street or something, and it wasn't even I remember it wasn't even my big gift that year or anything, it wasn't the highlight, but I was just like, hell yeah. And I wore that fucking thing until, I'm telling you, it was just thread and a collar.
Infrared comes in with a winner here. The Knight Rider Power Wheel that you drove that had the 3 wheels.
I remember that.
I had one, but not the Knight Rider one, and I was so jealous of one of my buddies who had the Knight Rider one.
I never had that
remember
one,
doing skid outs and shit with those things.
Well, and if I remember right, couldn't you push buttons on the little dash and it had pre-recorded stuff, so Kit would talk to you?
I don't remember that. Maybe on the. Do you remember remember the ones you could actually drive? That you'd have to plug in and it'd fit 2 kids. Yeah, I'm talking about the 3-wheelers that you'd do that and the thing would like spin, and you had the little brake for the back tire that you could spin out.
Yeah, the brake that you
Like
could
I love
jam
those things,
on.
man. I love those
I
things.
remember those. Those were great.
Yeah. And finally, folks, my number one was the Nintendo Entertainment System. I mean, the
NES.
jump up from the Atari 2600 or whatever it was that I had before to the Nintendo Entertainment System, that today would be like going from a PlayStation 1 to like virtual reality.
Yeah,
Like it was such a leap.
Like the only thing you played for on Atari was a high score versus you could actually beat a game on the Nintendo.
Yeah, well, that's I try to say to my wife, like she's a good amount younger than me, and a lot of her friends date their husbands or boyfriends, and they play video games all day long. And I just never got into that because once video games got to the point where you had to buy extra shit or you had to play them for, weeks upon weeks upon weeks and months upon months, I liked games. Look, I like adventure games that you have to come back, like Legend of Zelda. We talked about it earlier. Yeah. But I don't want a game where I literally have to spend just my entire life playing it. Like that's just not it. I'd rather go out and do something.
Well, that's one of the things. I don't play like NFL games anymore, or hockey games, or basketball games anymore, because they've gotten they're so complicated. Like with sports games now, give me Blades of Steel or Double Dribble, and I'm happy. Like
I love Double Dribble.
I want shoot and I want pass. That's all I want. I'm a simple man. Well,
with Double Dribble, I like
to Mets. By the way, we all wanted to kill that dog Mets, but my comment wouldn't go on.
Oh, Duck Hunt?
Yeah.
Troy comes in and says, I think generically I would say a kid's first bike has to be the most memorable. I agree with that. Absolutely. Getting your first bike. I mean, especially not just your first bike, but your first bike. And then once your dad took those training wheels off and you could really just start tooling around, like that was great. Yeah. But I appreciate that, Troy. What were we talking about? We're talking about video games or something else I wanted to bring up. And now I don't remember what it was. God damn it. I'll remember it later. And Maddie won't be here. But anyway, folks, that's how we do it. That's the intermission report. That was Mike and Maddie's top 5 and our last one of the year, folks. But we will be here on Tuesday night to hopefully ring in the new year. That's up to you guys. Whoever sticks around, if I got enough people, I'll ring in the new year here on the East Coast with you folks. But that was our last intermission report and Mike and Maddie's top 5 of 2024. Let's get out of the intermission report and see you on the other side.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
Oof, my buffs are
all right, Maddie. Do you have to get out of here? Right
no, I got time. No, I'm around for the rest of the show.
All right, perfect. Wow, awesome. Cheers to that. Skol!
I may need to go get some more water, but
and Sean, that's not Vikings. If you were watching earlier. All right, well, let's bring back in Murdog, and let's bring in our Minnesota Vikings correspondent, Sean Neutron. How you guys doing?
What's up, guys?
Hey, Shawnee.
How you doing, Murdog? Good to see you, brother.
Chilling.
Hey, Maddie.
What's up, Sean?
All right, guys. Before we get into anything else, we'll start with Murdog. Murdog, any top 5? It doesn't need to be 5, but any Christmas presents you remember getting as a kid?
Yeah,
really stuck out.
When you guys do it, like I play along back here with the peasants, like they said down here in the dungeon. You guys reminded me of so much shit that I totally forgot about. And in the chat, I added Castle Grayskull after Maddie said it because I was like, oh my god, I remember that. Always looking for like secret contraptions and like trapdoors. That was awesome. The Knight Rider brought me back with the car. All the TV shows
that
had vehicles attached to them. Like one of my favorite shows as a kid was the Dukes of Hazzard, and that's
hell yeah, the General Lee.
Yeah, I had that, and that's when I knew I definitely wasn't gay. Looking at Catherine Bach, and I was like, how could any man? Yeah. She's probably still hot to this day in those Daisy Dukes. But I also had this inflatable. It wasn't a beanbag; it was inflatable, like a big, like you could put in a pool, and it was the car, and it was humongous. And I would lay on top of the General Lee inflatable and watch the show, and it felt like I was driving with them. It was so cool. Any type of shooting toy, because I was a savage and a bad kid. So whether it was a Nerf gun or anything that.
Do you guys remember those?
I definitely remember getting my first BB gun.
Remember
anything that shot people?
Oh yeah, the pink ones. Yes.
Yeah, I still have some of those. I love those things.
Yeah, those are fun. My girlfriend's son has one, and when I was there, I was just like, "We got to fire this." She's like, "Not indoors." I was like, "I don't care. I'm clipping everybody." Sega Genesis. I wasn't a Nintendo guy. I was a Sega guy. That was, one of my favorites. Infrared brought it up in the chat on this one, and I had it on my list. Photon laser tag.
Okay, I remember laser tag.
We would just would be hiding, and it had like these dots.
Oh, fucking yeah! I had that shit. I fucking had that shit.
Put on the harness. And that's how we
I remember those commercials that made it seem like every kid had a fucking giant rec room in their basement that you could hide, but you could have a whole laser tag course in your basement. And I'm like, who are these rich fucks that have all this shit, dude?
Yeah, no, Photon was my shit, and I have to go number one because my dad always talks about it. Was the WWE figurines? They were like rubber. They were like this big. Don't get any ideas, El Diablo. I know some butt joke, but they were like this big, and they were they all had their own little stances. And I had the ring with the turnbuckles.
I got one right. I got all mine, but I got one right here. Hold on one second.
I had I still have some. I can't find a lot of them, but I still have the Hogan. I had them all, man. And my dad would always tell me that he goes, "You were the easiest to do Christmas for," because my brother was a G.I. Joe guy, and he had to travel to find him what he wanted for him. With me, it was just all in one shot, and it wasn't expensive. So, yeah, man, those WWE figurines. And then my brother, being such a, he's a cunt, he would burn them. I have that one. Now, mine's in a lot more shape. Mine's in a lot more shape, like the paint is chipping off, but I have that guy here in this house. Yeah. My brother would burn them. I remember I had King Kong Bundy, and my brother burnt his nose off, and he would just destroy them. Or Andre.
Yeah. No, dude. Murdog. This is my Hulk Hogan from when I was a little kid that I played with in the ring. I had Hogan, I had Andre. I still have them. I have King Kong Bundy. I have Brutus Beefcake. I have the British Bulldogs. I have Hillbilly Jim. I have Jimmy Snuka. Yeah. I have a few more, but yeah, these figures are indestructible. I mean, yeah, you could burn them, but you could beat these things up, and they just
they're semi-malleable, but yeah, they were the way they were. I mean, you could do legit moves with them. And full disclosure, Hulk Hogan never lost a match ever to this day.
No, of course not. Of course not. Sean, you're a little younger than our group. What Christmas gifts you remember getting as a kid that just blew your mind? You were just so happy to get them.
I mean, anytime I saw something wrapped up that looked like the shape of an action figure in terms of the packaging, that I'd always get excited, and then sometimes when it wouldn't be an action figure, I'd get super bummed. Different various superheroes, kind of mix them in, and I'd have a little wrestling federation with all my action figures mixed in. I'd even take a red marker, and when the guy would get busted open, I'd color in some blood on him. And 2002, nice. I never had video games growing up, instead of only Game Boy. So in 2002, when I was a freshman in high school, I got my first big system, which was a PS2. And I think it was whatever the wrestling game was that year. So that was a big one for me. And in recent years, anything golf related is always a good thing. And then now, getting more into sports trading cards.
We're doing childhood.
Childhood. I'm sorry. I have an all time. My bad.
Yeah, you can't.
Well,
You
that's all.
can't
That's all for
now. It's the
topic.
magic isn't the
Well, then also, I'd also get the starting lineup figures too. Those are great. The football ones.
Hell yeah. Starting
I had
lineup.
Boomer Esiason,
Yep.
Kenny O'Brien. I had, that was Boomer on the Bengals though, not on the Jets. Joe Montana, Warren Moon. I had Michael Irvin. I just had all sorts of different random top stars. Icky Woods.
Yeah.
Woods.
Nice. The Icky Shuffle.
Yeah, so just
I feel like
those are always
somebody did the
exciting.
Icky Shuffle recently.
When you guys talk
Do
wrestling,
you
I'm
guys
so
remember that?
clueless.
That someone recently. No, but hold on. Did you guys remember someone recently doing the Icky Shuffle? I think someone did it recently, like over the past season.
I mean,
I swear somebody did.
I'm assuming it was a running back.
I think somebody did do the Icky Shuffle recently. Like I think it got like 15 seconds on SportsCenter or something. It wasn't like made a lot of waves, but I think you're right.
And probably a 15-yard flag for
taunting,
excessive celebration in the no fun league,
roughing the turf.
Yeah, outdated dances.
Now here's something I want to bring up. Now that we have our Vikings correspondent in here, because I think this would interest all of us. That NFC North could come down to the final game in the regular season. The Lions are playing the Vikings, and the winner could be not only the number 1 seed in the NFC, but also win the division. And the loser drops to number 5 seed, even though they're going to be, have 2 losses or 3 losses on the year.
14-3,
and then they're playing away
yeah.
throughout the entirety of the playoffs.
It would be the first ever 14-game winner to lose a division.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the way I've boiled down the math on this, it's like we just have to win out. There's no way around it. Like you can't lose against Green Bay, and then you obviously there's no way that the Lions are going to lose to San Francisco. I mean, obviously we've seen crazy things happen in the league, but I'm hearing they're shutting down a lot of the players in San Francisco, and we just know that Lions are a better team, even if they're banged up. So it's always just going to come, because even if somehow the 49ers won, which they're not going to, but even if they did, we'd still have to beat the Lions week 18 for the tiebreaker. And it'll be in Detroit too. So, but there's just, if we want that number 1 seed, we're going to have to win the next 2 games. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And you certainly can't let the Packers beat you at home tomorrow. So.
Well, I'll tell you, Sean, it's hard for me to decide on who I want to root for in the NFC, because I'm always a Lions supporter just because they've been through so much shit. Because the Lions have never even sniffed the Super Bowl. They've never even been there. That's the difference between them and the Vikings. The Vikings have been to Super Bowls, but also have never won one. So I'll tell you right now, like I'm definitely wishing well to not only you, but also the Lions fans. I am very interested to see how this turns out, because the Eagles, I mean, they're Jalen Hurts is, I don't know how long he's going to be out for or what the deal is with him. Even Kenny Pickett got beaten up during that game. Who knows what's going to happen with the Eagles? So it's looking like the Lions and the Vikings. I mean, those look like the 2 teams. But do you have enough faith in Sam Darnold that he can do what Jared Goff and the Lions possibly could do?
Oh, 100%. And I think the reason that, everyone thought, okay, maybe after 4 or 5 weeks, maybe it's going to cool down. And then, he ran into some struggles like anyone does throughout the, especially his 18-week season or 17-week season, whatever. But he'd show his improvisation. And we saw that in that play against the Seahawks last week with that pass. I mean, he's extending plays. He's staying alive. He was never really known as a scrambler by any means, but also the height helps him to see over the line. But the pass he had to make to Justin Jefferson last week was just absolutely nuts, right off his shoulder, so that the defender couldn't get it. And so things like that he's been doing all season long. I mean, you think at some point, the other shoe's going to drop, and then he just surprises you and keeps it going. So he's had some bad interceptions here and there, but I have full confidence in Sam Darnold. And what's even more remarkable is the fact we're doing it without Darrisaw. Darrisaw, we lost him 4 or 5 weeks ago, and more power to him, because also tomorrow we're going to have Aaron Jones against his former team and at home. So he's going to want to show up and show out for sure.
Real quick before I ask Maddie and Murdog who they're going to be pulling for of that group, Ryan comes in and says, "Okay, Vikings guy, what you going to do with Darnold next season? What do you think?"
I mean, 100%. You hold on to him. You either franchise him, tag him at the very least. If they for some reason wanted to make the deal and say, "Hey, let's sign him to a long-term extension," I'd have no issue based on what I've seen. But I guess the smart thing to do would just be at least franchise him, and then that way you can kind of decide what you want to do with JJ, and see what you have with him some more. So he's going to be waiting in the wings, kind of like Rodgers and Favre were back in the day. But yeah, I mean, you cannot let Darnold walk. You cannot let him walk out that door. If you have to franchise tag him, he's still going to be making $40 million roughly, which is $30 more million than this year. So he can't be too bummed about that. So yeah, I got franchises look so long and so hard and spend all these resources trying to find their guy. You don't always find him in the way you think you're going to, in this regard. So I think he's right there in front of you. And then if down the line in a year or two, if you decide maybe we'd have to trade JJ and Darnold keeps it up at this pace, then who knows?
Well, Infrared looks like he's pulling for the Lions because I guess they were plagued with some injuries there. But Maddie Murdog, who you rooting for, the Lions or the Vikings? Maddie, who do you got?
I mean, I guess I'm rooting for the Lions, but they're the easy pick. I feel like. Again, they've never gotten anywhere near it, so it's easy to root for them. I'm hoping for them. I mean, if the Vikings win out and do whatever, that's fine too. I'm less. I'm turning into that old soccer mom. I just want everyone to have fun. But, but I want to enjoy the matches.
My wife. Oh my God.
It doesn't affect me in any way. So I'm kind of I just want to watch whatever games are there and have a good time with it. I mean, if I have to pick, I'm rooting for the Lions, but in general, I'm just kind of cool, man. I just want some good football because God knows my team won't be there week after next. So I just Lions, but I won't be pissed if the Vikings get in there and handle business either.
In another universe,
you know what, Maddie? Even if no, I was just gonna say we'll regardless. We're since we're not there, we're rooting for you, Sean. We're rooting for you.
No, I appreciate it. And I was gonna say in another universe where I'm not a Vikings fan, I do. I mean, the Lions are a likable team, and I could see myself rooting for them if I wasn't a Vikings fan.
Yeah, exactly. I mean.
Murdog, if you had to pick, who you got?
Yeah, well, I'll say I have no ill will towards some teams you hate, but I don't hate either of those teams.
Yeah,
I would have to go with the Lions hands down because all of us have talked about this before, that the Jets, Browns, and Lions have had a parallel, trajectory for decades. We've always been bad. The Vikings have had a lot of good seasons. I mean. They are a perennial playoff team. They're like the Bills of the NFC. Although Buffalo has 4 Super Bowls, but the Vikings are always in the mix.
We're like that for the NFC championships.
Yeah, you'll get there though, so you'll enjoy a whole good season, like the Buffalo Bills. You just have both. You haven't got it done, but the Lions have been right there with the Jets and Browns for futility for decades. So now that they turned it around, and now they're probably the best team in football, in my opinion. I gotta root for them.
Right.
It's like if we were all hookers.
It's not even that, yeah, but no, go ahead.
If we're all hookers, and then Pretty Woman happens, and Richard Gere scoops one of you up, I'm gonna be happy for that hoe.
Let's go, hoes.
No, not
we're
me.
all hookers on the corner, and the Lions found Richard Gere. And that's
Gere's a handsome man.
Yeah. Maybe we'll
once again, it's not even that I'm rooting. I'm not even necessarily rooting for the Lions. I'm rooting for Lions fans. It's all about rooting for these fans that have been through bullshit like we've been through and understand the pain. Here's the big question for you though, Murdog. How do you feel about the SIFs?
Is that supposed to be the Chiefs?
No,
Lane has been known to leave a letter or two out of a word.
I thought. I mean, I just. Okay, maybe he did. I don't know. I figured he knew what SIFs meant. I figured you knew what SIFs meant. But yes, no, Scott. Believe me, I think Sean knows, and I think The Vikings have lost 4 Super Bowls, but like
What?
again,
We
at
have?
least they were there.
Not in my
At
lifetime,
least
but
they
yeah.
were there. That's what I'm saying. I don't hate the Vikings at all. Neither. I loved what they did this season and last year too. Absolutely.
Thank you,
And
Fred.
Ryan comes in and says, if the Bills make the Super Bowl and either Vikings or Lions represent the NFC, who do Jets fans support?
Anybody
I'm 100%.
but the Bills.
Of
That's
course.
easy.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, anybody but the Bills.
Like,
Yeah, there's no question there. Like
Yeah,
it could be literally.
Can you imagine Bills Vikings Super Bowl and whoever the loser of that one is going to hurt more than any other one in a long time?
I mean, Jesus, man, I would root for like the armies of Satan over the Bills.
Yeah, there's nothing like I can't picture another because they're in our division. I can't picture any NFC team like playing like that's the thing. It's like I hate the Philadelphia Eagles, okay, because I don't hate the Giants and I freaking hate the Philadelphia Eagles. I hate them.
Yep.
I hate the Eagles and I hate the Cowboys. And literally when I was living in Philly, it was like the last year I lived in Philly, the Eagles made the Super Bowl and I wanted to root against the Eagles, but they played the Pats. So all of a sudden, I'm with the city. I'm like, hell yeah, Eagles, like EAGLES Eagles. Like I was all about it. But if the Eagles played pretty much any other team aside from the Pats, the Pats, the Dolphins, and the Bills, like I'm rooting against the Eagles.
Yeah, well, that was the year.
It is
that
what
was
it
the
is.
year they beat the Vikings in the NFC Championship, and the Vikings forgot how to tackle, and it was 7-0, and then we lost 34-7. From then on, I just cannot stand the Eagles.
Hey, that 98 Super Bowl was supposed to be the Jets versus Vikings. The one we lost.
Yes, it was.
Yep.
We had this lead in the second half, and then was it Morton Anderson or one of the Andersons missed a chip shot from Minnesota, and they lost to Atlanta? Was that the right game?
I think it's Morton Anderson.
They were 15-1 that year, if I'm not mistaken. That could have been a Vikings-Jets Super Bowl in '98.
Yeah.
I just want to point out real quick to Guillermo. Yeah, the Jets still have a fucking chance. I talked about this a couple weeks ago in one of my reaction videos. All we need is maybe 2 or 3 AFC teams to come down with COVID. And then we need 2 or 3 to come down with some sort of mono or, something, like that. And then we need another 2 or 3 to come down with explosive.
And we're fine.
Yeah, and then maybe 2 or 3 other teams come down with some sort of explosive flu-like diarrhea, and we're in, baby. We are in.
Doesn't the NBA have some sort of backup plan in case a team were to go down on an airplane or something? I heard there's some sort of massive backup plan when a team loses multiple players to some sort of accident. And I forgot the name of it, but it's so extreme that I've seen it brought up in recent years.
This is a new one. Yuri, Joe, and Clay says you guys need to watch the Waffle House training video. That'll just make me hungry. I don't care how gross Waffle Houses are. Yeah, I don't care how gross they are. I love Waffle House. I want to do that Waffle House challenge. Have you guys heard about that?
My arteries already hurt.
Okay, you have to stay. Usually people use it as if you're the losing team in a fantasy league.
Yeah.
But if you lose your fantasy league, you have to go to a Waffle House and spend 24 hours there. But for every waffle you eat, you cut 1 hour off the time.
Oh, that's easy.
All right, I'll be out of there in half an hour.
Yeah, that would be easy.
Those waffles are big, dude. Those waffles are
dipping those waffles in water like the fucking hot dog eaters. Don't even. I'll just unhinge my jaw and drop that shit in there.
It'll be like Debbie Does Dallas over there.
I mean, shit, dude. If I can take 8-inch dicks, I can take waffles.
And Mike, when you go put your order, make sure you get the blue waffles. I heard that great.
I don't think he's gonna get that.
What does that mean? You got to let me know now. What does that mean?
Waffles.
Off camera.
All right, fine. Guillermo comes in and says, "Don't go to the Waffle House late at night. It looks like an NWA video." Yeah, I've seen those World Star hip hops at the Waffle House. Believe me, it gets insane there.
There's a great breakfast place in Denver. DB94 will know it. It's called Pete's Kitchen. I'm thinking about taking the girls there for breakfast on Monday. They have the best fucking breakfast burritos in the history of the universe.
I always thought Waffle House was like this, like I don't want to say luxurious, but like a really good breakfast spot until
until you went to one and you were like,
yeah,
oh.
I only saw one when I moved down south, and then I was like, oh, Waffle House. That's what they've always talked about.
There's a severed finger in this booth. This might not be as nice as I thought it was. There's not even nail polish on this.
He thought it was Bob Evans.
Well, now I see Bob Evans down here too.
But no, you know what it's like? It's like when you go into the Waffle House, it's like when when Chunk from the Goonies goes into that shed and he finds the SUV with the bullet holes in it, and you're like, he's like, oh my God, bullet holes. Yeah. Like you go down, you sit down at the Waffle House, and there's likely bullet holes in things.
Yeah, no, your waitress clearly has like scars, like a big slash mark across her face.
You want to know how I got these scars?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's brutal.
All the stereotypes of Waffle House.
The bullet hole bitches is the entire staff. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I thought it this whole time. I was
because people talk about it.
Ryan,
You've never
we
been to
know
one.
Waffle
People
House
talk
is
about
shit.
it like it's like the mecca of breakfast places, and then you get there and you're like, this is like if there was like a post-apocalyptic 50s diner, and this is the only place that had lead paint that people could go to, and they've been in here for 50 years eating each other.
Yeah, it was. I was floored. Put it that way. It makes me appreciate IHOP.
Yep.
God damn. See, you got their cheeks clapped tonight.
Yeah, but even IHOP isn't what it used to be.
No.
I mean, it's okay. Me and my wife used to when we were in comparison, but me and my wife used to always go to the IHOP after her doctor's appointments when she was pregnant with our first. We'd always leave there, and there was an IHOP right there, and we'd go, and we'd always call their sausages TLFs, tasty little fuckers.
Yeah,
because they were just so good.
Yeah.
Those little thin sausages they have, holy.
You know what's good still that you can actually
right
make
there,
work
man.
is I took Sasha out to breakfast the other day. Went to Gunther Tootie's, and they're still fairly classy. It's got that 50s diner vibe feel, but there's not like you don't put your hand under your table and find a shank that's been taped there for a couple of days or anything. It was pretty all right.
All right. Well, listen, Sean, is there anything else you want to say? Because there are people begging to get in here, and I don't like to do more than 4. But you came on for a reason. Was it to discuss the Vikings, or did you have something else?
No, that was it. Just talk about the game tomorrow, and then like you kind of segued perfectly from the race with the historic nature of it, and so we just got to win out, and you can't let anybody else control our fate except us, and go from there.
Yep. I mean, nothing better than a guy coming on a jet show for 45 minutes to talk about the fucking Vikings.
Fucking Guillermo.
Well, no, but that's the thing, though. I will 100%. I will 100% support the Vikings winning tomorrow. I want it to come down to that last game because that'll be entertaining for every.
We could be 0-15, and I'd say fuck the Packers. We have to beat them.
Well, the thing is the beauty of this time of year in the NFL, though, is like every game is probably fun to watch. Even if it's a team that has no shot in hell of making the playoffs, they're at least going to probably try to play spoiler or something. So, like tomorrow, Jets are on locally again, which is weird. And then I'll probably watch the Packers game. My father-in-law is a big Packers fan, so I might actually go over and watch that with him. But whatever games are on for the rest of the season, I'm just going to have them on and be watching them because it's that time of year.
But at home with all the skull chin and everything, I mean, it's going to be a pretty adverse crowd for Green Bay, and I can't wait to just get all the pressure in the world on Jordan Love.
Let's see what he can do.
Hold up, I got two things. Hold up, Sean. Hold up.
Sorry. I thought you were piecing out. Sorry.
Number one, did you get to go backstage with Powerhouse Hops?
I did not. It turns out when we got there, the tickets somehow they told them at first it was gonna be front row, and then we got there and it was like section 101, a little far back. But we're still in discussions about working on that interview, so we're staying in touch.
I thought it was gonna get you a backstage pass. Okay, number 2.
Yeah, I was hoping so. Yeah.
I finally clicked on who you remind me of. Like I gave Mikey had a doppelganger when I told him it was the actor from Animal Kingdom. I finally figured out who yours is.
Delbert.
Who's mine? Animal Kingdom was a good show, by the way.
Anybody see probably the most underrated or not well known movie, one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's called "Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood" with the Wayans brothers.
Mhm.
Message.
Yep.
Message, yeah, that movie. Do you remember when
He's the white guy that drops the glove.
The white guy who drops the glove in the convenience store.
Yeah, when
And he
he's
was like,
ripping off the whole place, he's like, "Hey,
yeah,
drop
he's
something."
setting up all the black people the whole movie.
Yes, that's
He's
perfect.
and he shoots people.
That is 100% right.
That's it. Everyone
That's a
look up
first.
the white
Oh,
guy.
go watch it right now.
Hold on, I will say this.
He's a fitting image.
I will say this. I've said this before to Sean. I said it once to Sean before, and it was years ago when I was doing my old podcast. But I know you guys know who Steven Crowder is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, his right hand guy on his show. What is his name? God damn it, I can't remember his name, but he's like the CEO of the company now. But is Sean not only has his mannerisms, but looks just like him. Like, so whenever he talks to his Gerald Morgan Jr. If I'm telling you, Sean, every time I see any Crowder, I'm like, God damn it, that isn't Sean's dad.
I was
Like,
thinking Jared
100%.
with like way more pedophilia.
Oh, thank you guys. I'll take that into consideration. Thank you.
I think he ignored what I just said.
All right, Sean, have a good night.
I think I did too, subconsciously.
I would too. Good night, Sean. Good to see you, bud.
See you later, brother.
See you guys.
Dude, Ed, Murdog, you're right on with that one, dude. He is totally that guy.
It was in my brain for so long. And I was
That's
like,
a great movie, too. God damn, that movie's fucking funny. You know what I just watched, speaking of older movies? I just rewatched Running Scared with Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines. That's a great fucking movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was an 80s movie.
Going classic.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. They just remember Gregory Hines as like tap dancing.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize he passed away.
Yeah,
not too long ago. I didn't realize that. I was like, wow, damn.
Yeah, it was a minute ago. Yeah, he's been gone for a while. Mikey has no idea who the actor I'm talking about is.
All right.
Well, Mike doesn't watch much of anything that's got any sort of flavor to it.
What from Don't Be a Menace?
Mike just watches Birth of a Nation over and over again in his room with his 13-star flag and plots to overthrow the government.
All right. Well, real quick, we got a little bit of time left on the show. I just dropped a link in the description, and I want to let the few people who are in here saying, "Hey, they get me on the show." I want to let them get on here and say their piece. So let's start it off with
the Lane Train. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, Lane?
I was thinking about you earlier today. We haven't seen you for a while. You been all right?
Yeah. Hello, Midnight Mike. Hello, Matty Dread. Hello, Murdog. I gotta do it all in order, and I come back with a fresh haircut. Finally,
good, big guy.
Looks good.
Nice.
I'm trying to compete with I'm trying to compete with Mets 21. I mean, 1820.
Ooh, I don't know if you want to compete with that.
Yeah, Mets 1821 got a haircut last week.
We call Mets a lady killer, but it's mostly literal. I don't know if you want to be involved in that.
I thought he meant throwing children like across Super.
No, Lane's efforts are good.
So,
can we make that happen?
No.
So anyway, I was gonna say is you have to ask me what my favorite '90s toy was.
Let's hear it.
What was your favorite 90s toy, Lane Train?
Well, I got like two before I talk about the Jets. It would have to say I used to collect in the WWF fighters. Those things, if you would put in a microwave, they would melt. Or an oven, like they're probably like,
most things will melt if you put them in a microwave or an oven.
Yeah, but yeah, they were fun to play with. My second one would be I had the you remember those Mr. Peanut toys? You put peanut butter in it. I mean peanuts, and then the peanut butter would come out. Those things were great.
I don't remember those. I've got to look that up. That sounds incredible.
Yeah, the commercial for Mr. Peanut. But I would it was so funny that I would just end up putting like Play-Doh in it and coming out as Play-Doh, and I just broke the whole thing after. So
Actually,
that
hey,
was the
you
end
know
of
what,
it.
Lane? Speaking of that, Play-Doh was also a good toy to get. I always loved playing with Play-Doh. I remember I had the Return of the Jedi set where
Really?
you could make Jabba the Hutt. Yeah, and you can make I loved Play-Doh.
The huge Walkmans they used to have. Yeah, I used to have like the Walkman, those old
Yep.
ones. Now let me talk about the Jets. The number one seed is
Yeah.
they have to win tomorrow. Now the news is you bring back Aaron Rodgers. Do you also bring back Garrett Wilson? But do you bring them back?
Well,
I
Wilson
want
stayed.
Garrett Wilson back no matter what. Wilson's got to stay.
Why?
He doesn't have a choice, first of all.
Yeah, he's under
Well,
contract.
he's on contract. He's under contract, but my point is that I'd rather keep Garrett for the long haul, keep Garrett Wilson, and not piss him off with another year of Rodgers. But I do want Rodgers back because we don't have any other choice.
Because everybody's saying he shouldn't come back. Like he's getting like up there in age, but I didn't see him going to another team. Do you?
I think he finishes
actually.
out next year and then calls it a career.
Yeah.
If the Jets cut or let Aaron Rodgers walk next season,
I'm not arguing. I'm just upset about the Jets.
Aaron Rodgers will be playing for the San Francisco. He'll be playing for the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you.
And he'll do awesome.
Somebody thought it was funny to put Choo BCTH on it. Can you please report that? I don't know who it was. The lane train, but
I don't know how.
Yeah, that's weird.
No, I didn't. First off, there's only you can do that, as far as I know, unless you have someone else with the ability to have your access to your account. So
they can get in trouble for that. Honestly,
I don't know. I don't think Murdog. Can we change? I can't change people's headlines, right?
Yeah, somebody had to have hacked in there, so that's weird.
Oh, on the lane?
Because if I can, because if I can change people's headlines, we're about to have fun.
Oh God, I quit the show right fucking now if that's the case. That's like giving a shark.
Anyway, so let me stay with the Jets.
Yeah, but
you have the Jets tomorrow, and you have the Giants. Do I think?
Yep.
The Giants are going to win? No.
No.
You know why? Because they're playing a team that could get them. Could they win? Maybe. But you have to understand, their coaching is how many more I don't know how many more years you're going to have him as Brian Dable. I mean, I do like him. Like, don't get me wrong. I think the Giants and Jets, what happens next year at the draft, I think McCarthy will probably not go to the Jets. Maybe he'll go to another team because I don't think you could trade for him.
I don't think we want him.
Yeah, I know.
Lane, here's what I think. No, here's what I think. I think the Giants have less of a chance of winning against any team than the Jets have a chance of going up to Buffalo and winning. I think the Giants have way less of a chance of winning.
I'm tired of sitting back every season and watching the same team over and over again, and it's like we're not going anywhere. I mean, when is this ever going to come to an end? What's happening until I'm old? I'm going to see a Jets Super Bowl. Come on.
Lane's talking about what happened to me. I got old and they still suck.
Over. It stinks.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's
every
year the program is fear.
What can you do?
Well, listen, Lane. We're coming towards the end of the show, and I still got another person on the line that I got to get to. I guess he's your arch nemesis because you guys are in that haircut war.
Yeah, Lane is.
Lane. Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming on.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
you for taking my call.
Thanks, Lane. Good to see you, bud.
All right, you too.
Thank you,
dude.
Lane.
Metz is Nightman and Lane is Dayman.
All right, there we go. Oh, what's going on here? Day man. Oh, fighter of the night, man.
Champion of friendship for everyone.
All right, here we go.
Thanks, Roddy.
Now, while Lane was on and we were talking with the Lane train, this guy was not only in the green room, but I could see him screaming at the computer screen. I don't know what he was screaming about, but we're about to find out when we talk to Mets 2128.
Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are
Hi guys.
What up, Mets?
There he is. It's on.
How you doing, Mets?
Fine. As for what
It's on.
my Christmas childhood memories, let's see. I got a 96 or so era Patrick Ewing jersey when I was like 9 years old. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island on Super Nintendo. Granted, it was mostly my brother-in-law that beat most of that game. I remember getting a... Remember the original BattleBot show from the Comedy Central days in the 2000s? Not the current one, the old one. I remember getting the playset from that.
The ones where the ones where the machines like just they people would make machines and then they destroy each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool show.
And that I had a
Actually, you know what, Mets? I want to bring something up. There's kids in high school now who do these I don't know, mechanical whatever, and they build these machines, and then they have these huge things where they'll take a gym of a school and turn it into an entire arena. And I saw it one time and I was like, wait, are these kids building these machines to like set each other on fire and smash them with hammers and flip them like on BattleBots? And it turns out no. All they do is they pick up balls and move them and like do other things with them, but they're not like attacking each other. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, these kids should build these things and fight them against other schools like robots. Then I'd come. Then I'll pay a ticket.
Yeah, I would go to that.
Hell yeah.
Didn't Hugh Jackman have a movie like called Real Steel?
Yeah, where they did that.
Like boxing robots.
Yeah, Scott, you're right, dude.
I also had a heavy bag and some boxing glove kit I got one Christmas. That was more towards my adolescence. And I think I had gotten like I don't remember what the middle one was. My number 3 was, but whatever was, had some memories with that. Or maybe it was like one of those whiplash dirt bikes I got as a kid. Either that or it was a go-kart.
You had a go-kart?
Wait, you got a dirt bike?
Yeah. I was like 7 with the dirt bike and 9 when I got the go-kart.
Damn. We used to just build like, yeah, we used to just build go-karts. We didn't get like my parents didn't get me a dirt bike or a go-kart.
Well, did you live in the country?
No, I originally lived in New York City before I moved down to the Carolinas.
Okay, but you had the go-kart and the dirt bike in the Carolinas, not New York City.
No, New York City with both.
We had my brother-in-law got a go-kart, and the cops would not allow it if they caught you driving the go-kart in the street.
Our neighborhood was pretty quiet. There weren't that many cops that would show up in the street on Staten Island.
Mets, what do you think of what Guillermo said here? Is 21-28 the predicted year the Mets will eventually win another World Series?
No, it was just I thought the age range I'd be when they either make it back or win it. And they got back after I turned 28 in 2015.
Okay, fair enough. And are you accepting Lane's challenge to see which one of you can throw a woman or a child the furthest distance?
Fuck him. No.
Oh, Lane is a national treasure.
Wow, really going after the Lane train. Choo choo, bitches.
Wow.
Oh, what were you saying, Mets? Were you saying can I change people's headlines?
I was asked what I was saying earlier. I'm on a different thing. I'm watching the AW World's End event tonight. No reaction to it, and Kenny Omega is back. That's what I was screaming.
Oh, that's
about.
what you were all excited about. So you have no idea if I can change people's headlines on my end.
I can do it on my end, but I'm not sure if you can do it on yours.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
okay.
Scott wants to know what age you were when you had the throat surgery.
I never had throat surgery.
Oh, Scott, he never had throat surgery. I guess
But
he was
Mets is
misinformed.
known as the throat goat in some circles.
That's that true?
Can he defeat the 8-inch? Can he defeat the 8 inches you can take there, Maddie?
None can defeat me. No matter how degenerate, I will.
Oh, there
always
you
be
go.
the best.
There you go.
As for how I think the Jets are going to do tomorrow,
All right, Mets. Who has a better? Yeah, who do you think has a better chance tomorrow? The Jets or the Giants?
Jets. Giants at this point are not even hiding their fuking tank. I mean, the last
They're
two
just
home games,
bad,
this was
bad.
the last one, there's a plane going up telling Mara to fire the staff. You've seen it, haven't you? It's flying over MetLife and it's telling Mara to fire every fucking asshole.
yeah. The Jets fans did that a couple years ago. You guys are riding our coattails.
And as for the Jets, the only reason they'll have a chance is because it's not Allen under center. It's the tit chaser, Trubinsky.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Lane wants to
Lane
call
wants
into
to
your
call
show,
into
Mets.
Your show, Mets.
That would be the best show. I would
would watch
watch
that
that
show.
like hell.
I would watch replays of that show.
That's
Yeah,
all I'm
I you know how some shows you can put on because they're comfortable, like you can just listen to them and you could like fall asleep to them, things like that. I would 100% just have that on repeat just throughout my sleeping, so that maybe I'd even dream of Lane and Mets.
But all I'm saying is, Jets have a better chance because the quarterback under center for Buffalo is a fucking tit chaser.
Why? Because he got engaged?
Aren't we all?
Who got engaged?
Oh, I mean, no, it's a joke. When wherever Trubin, you guys know the Urinane Tree channel, right?
The who?
Urinane Tree. He's a guy who's
No.
predominantly a Steelers fan. He does those This Week in Sports Ball, Haters Guides.
Never heard of him.
I don't watch TV.
He's part of the Dumpster Fire group with Scooter Magruder, Tom Grassi, 5 Points.
I know Tom Grassi.
Well, he's part of this group Tom's part of, but this guy focuses solely on the Steelers. Yeah, he's
Okay.
a user, but he's the one who kept calling Trubinsky
Mets.
titties.
Mets.
The Giants media equal
Mets,
Jets.
answer the question for infrared. Which is better?
At this point, they both suck. Both their media suck.
And like I said earlier, Scott agrees with me. There you go. I mean, who doesn't?
At least you're not chasing MILFs.
What's wrong with MILFs?
They're okay too. What's the problem? What's the problem
I
with
already
MILFs?
married one.
This conversation's getting off the rails. I'm getting out later. And Happy New Year, guys.
Have a good one,
Happy
Mets.
New Year.
Happy New Year. Yes.
Well, I'll be here Tuesday night,
Yeah.
so I'm going to hold off my Happy New Year's till then. But Murdog is an ass man. What do you like more, Murdog? Do you like the breasts or the behind?
I'm not a breast guy. When it comes to breast, I'm firmness is key for me. It's not size, it's
Okay.
firmness, shape. I'm cool with a B cup, C cup, but firm. That's where I like. But yeah, I probably am. I think I'm more of a face guy, and I mean, yeah. I think maybe Guillermo's right. If I had to choose between the two, I probably am more of an ass man, like Billy Gunn.
Well, my old co-host said it the best. Calvin Brody, my old co-host, your best pal Cal, explained it well, and he said that you want the ass to look like the number 3 turned sideways, not like not like an uppercase script W. So you don't want the swoopy W. You want the number 3 turned sideways, and that's a nice ass.
If I send you a picture, can you put it on the screen?
Uh-oh.
No, it's nothing like that. It's drawings. It's like
it's hard
it's
for her
like-
to kill him from Germany.
no, it's like 12 drawings, and you pick which one is your ideal one.
How about this? You send it to me. You send it to me when the show is over, and that we will do that on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it's nothing like grotesque or like
New Year's cheeks.
Yeah, New Year's cheeks.
There you go. That's what we're gonna do on New Year's Eve. All right, guys, it's been over 2 hours. We've run the gamut. We've had a great show tonight. We had infiltration from the Dabbleverse, and I appreciate all those guys, all your super chats, all of that stuff tonight. You guys blew me out of the water, and that was amazing. Murdog is live tomorrow on the _Jet stream. I thought I was supposed to do the match game, but they moved it. I was supposed to do it last Sunday. They moved it to this Sunday, but then they never got back in touch with me. And I guess I need to talk to Johnny Boy and Snowball. We'll see about that. But Murdog live tomorrow around 1 p.m. for the Jets versus the Bills on the _Jet stream. Search it, hit the subscribe button. Let's try to get him to 100 subscriptions, guys, before the season is out. Let's do this. I'd really appreciate it. Murdog would really appreciate it. Murdog, thank you for being on, and I will talk to you soon.
Boys, love you. Be good.
Later, brother. Good to see you.
Hopefully, see you tomorrow. I'm sure Matty pops in because he's a good brother.
Yeah, I'll probably be around. They're on regular ass TV out here.
That was a dig.
That was it.
That was a dig at me.
I grabbed the shovel. I know, just fucking going to town. Yeah, Matty's a good brother. Oh, real quick before I go, Matty, you also said something about that Gastineau jersey.
Yeah.
I had one too. That's the only jersey I've ever had.
The cheap knockoff one that was kid sized.
The fake Gastineau one.
Yeah.
That's the only one I've ever had.
Bought from some guy from Bangladesh in Times Square.
Yeah, it was so like uncomfortable.
I didn't notice mine being uncomfortable.
Mine was.
If it caught on anything, it tore. I could tell you that.
Yeah, but it was the fake ass jersey. But I was so proud of it.
I wore mine every day to school. Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and people were like, "Don't you have any other clothes?" I was like, "Yeah, but why would I wear that gay shit?"
Yeah, when you brought it up, I was like, that was my jersey. Yeah, my Gastineau, and it wasn't real.
No, not even clothes. No, there was no NFL logo on that shit at all.
Nope. All right, boys. Hopefully, I see you tomorrow.
You later, bud.
Later.
Have a good one. There he goes, Matty. Hey, it was awesome having you all night. It's like the old days.
Yeah, it was nice.
I enjoy that.
The night off. So with everything that went down, things filtered out that way. I was already supposed to have the night off. I shouldn't have had anything going on, but whatever. We'll talk about that another time. That said, though, guys, I had fun tonight. I hope you had fun tonight. And I don't know what the fuck the Dabbleverse is still, but that said, hopefully I'll see some of you guys on the stream tomorrow with Murdog. And otherwise, have a good night, guys.
Have a good one, Matty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a very successful last show of December. Now, once again, we will be doing a show. I will bring, actually, you know what? Before I do hit the music or anything, let me bring this up because I just want to remind all of you that I will be live, our normal show, Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be, because we didn't do the Christmas Eve. That ran on Tuesday, and then now here we are another Tuesday, and it's New Year's Eve. But what I'm going to do is Tuesday, December 31st, I will be here normal time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will go. It's usually an hour show, but if you guys want me to go longer, that depends on you. I need your support, your thumbs up, your guys being in the comments, and I will ring in the new year with all of you on Tuesday, December 31st at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then next Saturday, January 4th, I will be traveling to New Jersey to visit my mother, my father, bunch of family, all that weekend. But I only have like 2 days there. It's not like my normal time where I get to go there for, like 4 or 5 days. So in order to spend more time with family, I do have to push Saturday night show back from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. I hope all of you can join me. I will put out a reminder or something, not only on Twitter, but also probably on YouTube. You know how you could put up those little posts just to remind you that I will be going live instead of 9 on Saturday. Next Saturday, it will be at 10 p.m. And once again, it depends on you guys how late I go. Usually at 11 o'clock, we end the show. But if you guys want to, get me to go longer, if you guys are there and you're supporting the show, you're hitting the thumbs up and all that stuff, and the numbers look good, I'll continue it later into the night. I will be live from my mother's country western bar that's in her house, and hopefully maybe I'll get a little drunk with you guys. We'll have a good time, and that's next Saturday. But the next time you see me will be tomorrow after the Jets-Bills game. My reaction video, as you all know, it comes on this channel tomorrow after the Jets-Bills game, and then join me New Year's Eve, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have a fun time ringing in the new year together, but it's time to end this one out. This was a very successful end of the year. Last Saturday night show of 2024 has come, and now it has gone. Thank you to all of our regulars, all the people in the comments section, and I promise all of you that your comments were not in vain, because the way Murdog was reacting to some of these comments, I'm going to go back and I'm going to laugh my ass off reading what all you guys wrote and all the shit talk and all that stuff. I love it. I love you guys. Happy 2024. Reaction video tomorrow, and then right after that, Tuesday night, New Year's Eve, ring in the new year with yours truly, Midnight Mike, your late night New York Jets host, and I can't wait to see you next time.